Hello, welcome to the Nature Hour. Very, very bland.
What a painful, blunt transition to our show it is. Welcome to the Nature Hour, everyone.
It is the Nature Hour on Raw, 12:51 a.m. or more likely. Listening live on radio.warwick.ac.uk. If you want to, contact us, talk to us, have any means of communication with us, then just if you go on radio.warwick.ac.uk, click Listen Live, and then click Contact the Studio.
I think it's time to say that this is our last show of the term.
It is the last show.
Last show of the academic year as well. Possibly. Is that still in the? Is that still undecided?
I haven't decided. It depends what my exam timetable's like. We'll see.
Oh dear. That's
odds are it will probably be the last one of the academic year, because exams take priority over the radio, unfortunately.
And then next term, next year, so term 1, year 3, we will be back with a vengeance with the letter P.
Yeah.
And hopefully a host of new features if we can think of the ones that were better than the current ones that we have.
I don't think it gets any better than the current features.
No, I didn't think that either.
Speaking of current features,
which ones
on
are
today's show, we have, what do we have? We got the letter O in our A to Z of animals. I'll leave you guys guessing which animals we're going to cover for that. I think we've only got one each.
We have only got one each.
Got one each. All right. Okay.
What one each that they're cracking though.
Oh yeah, these are quality. O is a really, really good letter.
Quite a good few animals on it, aren't there?
Really good stuff. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. What else have we got? A-Z Animals. We've got nature-based news articles, the latest on all things nature. Again, we'll leave you guessing as to what we'll say. Obviously, if you've already heard them, then if you already know what it is.
Where's this going, Arthur?
I don't know. I'm lost. Anyway, we've got nature-based news articles. As a sort of departure from the norm, we no longer have nature-based articulate because the cards. I feel like the
article has run its course between the two of us, and that possibly next, when we know how the phones work, we will come back with a vengeance, and we will either ring listeners up, and they can participate, and we will give them clues, or ideally, there's been the idea mooted that we'll have someone on campus who will just give someone a phone at about 5 to 10.
This is for you.
5 to 11, and just make them play Articulate live on air. But
that's the dream.
So hopefully that was what we'll continue next year. But what are we going to do instead today?
Well, instead of nature-based Articulate, we have King of Nature, which is a article pitched at the very start of the year, which we were going to do if we ever run out of time.
We never did, surprisingly.
So we never actually got to do that feature. So we're gonna do that now. It's gonna be pretty good. It's quite vague as to what it actually is. Yeah. I think it's just best nature-based thing, most entertaining.
We'll talk about it a little bit more. But basically, on the Facebook page, each of us has uploaded a rival article, picture, or video, and listeners have to go onto the Facebook page and vote to see whose article or picture or video is better.
Via the medium of likes.
Liking. Commenting doesn't count, because you could comment on someone and say it's rubbish.
What else we got? We have a picture and video of the week, again, on that Facebook page that Luke Bantock mentioned. If you just type in The Nature Hour into Facebook, and you'll see a picture of us with Bill Oddie, and then click on that. That's our Facebook page. That's where we upload all of our, nature-based musings, mostly just pictures and videos of the week, but there are a couple of sort of extra snippets in there.
Occasionally, we like to mix it up.
Exactly.
We also promised a video last week that we didn't upload, and
what was that?
It was a monkey eating a chimpanzee or something like that.
Oh, yes.
That we couldn't find, so didn't upload.
We did find a video of chimpanzees eating monkeys, but it just wasn't as brutal as I'd expected.
I was glad about that, though. Because I didn't want to see that, really. I think it might have made me quite ill.
There was no monkey mutilation.
Yes. Okay. Right, well, it's reached 11 minutes past 10 and we haven't really started the show. So, King of Nature might get missed out again.
No, not again. Never again.
I wouldn't mind, because I feel like I might lose. But anyway.
I've got some quality. I'm gonna wear that crown with pride.
Wow.
Anyway, let's start the Nature Hour.
You can go first,
Let's do our show.
The game. What animals could you have done? I can't actually remember. I don't know what you've
animals.
Done. There was octopus.
Octopus, quite interesting.
I imagine that would be very interesting, but I thought it was too obvious.
Change colour, depending on their surroundings. Shoot ink. Got sucker tentacles, which may or may not.
They can get themselves in a jar. There's something about octopuses in jars.
Can get in jars. Kittens get in jars an awful lot.
What else began with ocelot? I think that's
Ocelot.
just a small cat. Big cat, small tiger.
Like the sliding scale.
That cat lying
it's on
there.
it's on the cat tiger sliding scale upon which every single animal fits in between cat and tiger.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there? Octopus, ocelot, okapi, which is like a gazelle.
Yeah. That's again probably
not very
boring, fast jumps.
Oxen.
Oxen,
like a cow.
Stupid cow. Stupider cow.
More stupid.
So I think we've picked a couple of good animals. So Arthur, do you want to go first or shall I?
I'll go first.
Okay. I think if anyone would listen to the very, very first show, this animal was named as the show's favourite animal.
Easily.
So this ought to be
the
quite
favourite
interesting.
Animal.
I don't know how interesting they are as an animal, though.
They're brilliant.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
good news.
The Nature Hour's favourite animal, and my animal of choice for the letter O is otters. We love otters. I love otters. They're brilliant. Members of the weasel family, but aquatic rather than...
weasels can swim, I thought.
Weasels, but they probably can, but they don't spend as much time in the water as
They
otters
don't
do.
sleep in the water.
Sea otters sleep in the water, stopping themselves from drifting away by making a bed of kelp. They'll sit in some seaweed, wrap it around themselves, and then sleep like that.
Is it true that was it otters you said ball up? What animal did you say balled up?
Lemurs ball up.
I still haven't seen that. You're going to show it to me.
You researched lemurs and you didn't see the lemur ball.
Yeah.
Anyway, otters, excellent. We have actually. Did we ever upload the video of the otters playing?
That was the first ever animal video of the week, I think. No, it wasn't. It was cat. It was cat versus printer. But subsequent videos, one of them was otters frolicking either in snow or in a washing room. I think
something like that. If you peer back through the mists of time on our Facebook page, you will see some brilliant otter videos.
Mm-hmm.
An otter's den is called a holt, or for some reason couch.
Couch.
2 different names.
there's an otter's couch. That's bizarre.
Otters sleeping.
That's just where you have a really horrible river and someone's chucked a couch in it and they're sleeping on it.
Sleeps on that. That's called a couch. That is. Yeah, I know. Got one at home.
Built it.
What else you got? Male otters called a dog, female a bitch, baby a whelp, or kit or pup. Why do they don't
Depending
need...
on what?
I'm not sure.
Depending on what it's
Do you
like.
know how big it is?
Yeah,
maybe.
I suppose so. Like a toddler or a baby or a
collective nouns for
adolescent.
otters. Collective nouns for all animals are usually quite good. Gaggle of geese, for example. These ones even better. A bevy of otters. Yeah,
that is quite good. I like that.
A romp of otters as
romp.
well, due to their playful nature.
Because they romp.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what they do. Or lodge or family. Not
family.
Yeah,
not count.
Interesting. What have we got? You all know what an otter looks like, so I won't bore you with those details. But interestingly, all of them have muscular tails, apart from sea otters, the ones who spend the most time in the water, and arguably who'd need a tail the most.
They don't have a tail?
No, they don't. Well, they don't have long muscular tails.
Oh, really?
They've just got normal tails. I don't know. It seems odd. An otter that spends its life in the sea wouldn't have a tail. Interesting, but perhaps not so interesting.
We've received a number of emails, but I didn't realise.
Oh, that's fine.
Because I scrolled down to the bottom. But someone, Pierre has suggested owl as well. Another good O animal.
Owl.
Owl. Owl, yeah.
We should. I slightly regret not picking owls, but otters are brilliant as well. Perhaps not quite as interesting.
Apparently, the upcoming season of Doctor Who was dubbed Season Otter. No, anyone at home, the webcams aren't particularly good, but if you could have seen the joy on Arthur Daintrey's face then, it would have put a smile on your face for the rest of the day.
Wonderful.
Does that mean there's going to be otters in there?
Doctor Who as an otter? We can only hope. Sea otters have about... this is quite interesting. 26,000 to 165,000, so quite ranging. Strands of hair per square centimetre of skin.
26,000?
To 165,000. In one square centimetre.
I didn't think that sort of density could even exist, not even in atoms.
But, I mean, that's amazing. But the fact that it varies so much.
That poor straggly one with 20,000. Really cold.
So cold. Interesting you should mention that, because sea otters, unlike other sea-dwelling mammals, don't have a layer of blubber to keep them warm. They rely solely on their very, very thick, dense, fluffy, strokable fur.
It's like a duck with its oily feathers.
Except they don't keep themselves warm with oil, and they don't keep themselves waterproof with oil. Like if you look at a cat, they lick their fur to make sure it's all aligned in the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
That keeps it warm. Otter's fur works in the same way to keep it water repellent. But to keep them warm, this is good. The fur traps a layer of air, like all fur does, but it's especially good at it. And this keeps them buoyant, so they're like wearing a permanent life jacket. But also, to replenish this layer of fur, because apparently sometimes it needs replenishing, the otters will blow into their fur to keep themselves buoyant.
It's like if you ever in an aeroplane crash, reinflate your own life jacket. Otters are what would you blow? Oh, that right arm's feeling a bit heavy. Let me reinflate it.
An otter.
That's fine. That'd be amazing. That's really cool.
I want to see that so much.
An otter reinflating its own body.
Oh, thank God. I panicked for a second, boy.
It's gone. That's amazing.
Oh, talking about other excellent things that sea otters do using their bodies, you may or may not know that sea otters eat a lot of shellfish, and to crack open the very hard shell of a shellfish, they will put the shellfish on their tummy and have a rock and bash the shellfish. And it opens.
And it seems like one of the more strange adaptations to crack open, because you're smashing a rock into your own stomach effectively.
Yeah, but you got.
They have abs of steel.
Presumably, well, they're animals. Animals are very muscular, and they're not flabby like humans are.
You could say they're not flabby like you. All right. For that.
Stop applying your standards to the animal kingdom. No, because
still.
all animals do is exercise and eat. And
that's all I do.
So they can exercise. No, it's not, Lee.
Food is more prevalent than exercise.
And in between exercising and eating, there's a lot of lounging.
Yeah, okay, fine. There's a lot of lounging for otters as well when they're sleeping.
That's true.
Everyone has to sleep. It's ridiculous.
What else have we got blowing air into their fur? Some otter-based websites are more sort of fact-driven than others.
And some passionate and
some are very passionate and opinionated. One of the more passionate and opinionated websites has told the world they tend to leave humans alone, so they aren't a threat if you happen to come upon one. Good. Don't want to get attacked by an otter. However, dun dun dun, they can bite. Okay, that's not so bad. And they can fight with their tails.
It's not that cool.
What? No, the fact that not their paws, they don't throw themselves at you, they just turn around and bat you.
Like one of those massive dinosaur iguana. No, what are they called? I can't remember. The ones with the huge
Ankylosaurus?
ball. I can't remember.
Possibly.
Huge ball on the end of their tail.
But this puts the sea otters at a disadvantage.
That's true.
Because they don't have the tail fighting ability. So if a normal otter finds a sea otters...
They got nothing.
Down.
They must have some weapons.
Might have like a little stubby tail.
Yeah.
Extra
Ram
weapons.
them.
Shoulder mounted.
Gun. Like Schwarzenegger in Commando with a huge missile. I doubt they've got that. I don't think their culture's that advanced.
Also, they can consume up to 25% of their body weight daily. So can I.
Yeah.
Not an interesting
not hard.
fact.
When you consider that as like the other animals that we ate, like not that we ate, that we talked about, like the koala or something like that, where they have to eat just endless eucalyptus.
Every A to Z animal we cover, we also eat.
Yeah, but we've just got to try it. Interesting, you should mention that, Arthur. My animal I have also eaten.
Wonderful.
The ostrich.
Ostrich. What does it taste like?
It tastes like there's not much meat on it.
Don't you dare say that.
What tastes like ostrich or tastes like chicken? It doesn't actually.
Good.
It's red meat.
Oh.
It's ostrich neck, and ostrich's neck obviously are quite strong, but they've also got a lot of bone and a lot of things have to go up and down it. So there wasn't any meat. There's barely any meat on it.
So you just ate an esophagus.
Basically, just the outer of an
and
esophagus.
A trachea.
No, we didn't eat the inside. That wouldn't be nice. It doesn't have all the good flavour. Yeah, well, apparently, I've got here that ostrich meat is a red meat and is very low in cholesterol, calories, and is almost fat-free. Superfood, I'd describe that as. Put that with some broccoli, and just always eat that, and you'd be the healthiest person in the world.
Isn't bushmeat trade illegal?
Probably, but I mean, if you live in somewhere that's got an ostrich, and you can buy ostrich meat,
killing it.
yeah.
Can you? I mean,
I think they're quite prevalent.
Like we have cows and sheep wandering around. Do people have ostrich farms?
They must
do.
do.
You reckon?
They must do, because also, as well as they have good meat, they produce the strongest commercially available leather and some of the most beautiful feathers. So if no one is farming them, they should be.
That's a market niche. Which
but I imagine the nature of the ostrich makes them quite difficult to farm. I feel they need to run around a lot.
Come here, I want to kill you. No, kick. Oh.
Kicking. Wow.
Have you got some information on kicking?
I have. Well, a little bit, not a huge amount, because you'd imagine that was their main attack, but it's not really. They just don't. They can't kick backwards like a horse.
Really?
No, I don't know why.
Oh, because their legs are jointed differently.
Like a cow.
Yeah, their legs are jointed backwards.
But
like our legs hinge.
I think I can kick. I can kick backwards.
Yeah, we can kick both ways. We got.
Haven't got much dexterity. When fighting, territorial fighting, as males often do in the animal kingdom. Sorry, they usually last about a minute, and they can easily cause death, but not through kicking, but by slamming their heads into each other.
Whack! Ow!
So, not much more sort of cultured fighting than you'd see on a Saturday night on a street.
Frankly, even humans don't bash their heads together as a means of fighting.
They do occasionally, and then it ends badly for both people.
Yeah.
Learn not to do it. The ostriches, however, still continue to bash their heads into each other remorselessly.
With such a long neck, that's just asking for trouble.
Or they just get a lot of power.
Whenever you think
about
it,
a lot of leverage.
If your neck, if your head, which is the club to your flail, yeah, the end of your flail hits your target, then that's all good. Other than it would really hurt.
Yeah.
But if your neck, which would be the chain to your flail, hits the target instead, then your head to just wrap around whatever you hit,
like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
his neck.
I'm sure that's how it really happens.
Ostrich fighting, not like lassos.
Yeah. I don't think that's true. That's not. No one take that as fact at home. You know the phrase ostrich. The phrase burying your head in the sand like an ostrich.
Yes.
It's not true.
Oh.
Completely fictional. Now the next sentence I think might be somewhat of an exaggeration. The myth likely began with Pliny the Elder, AD 23 to 79, who wrote that ostriches imagine when they have thrust their head and neck into a bush that the whole of their body is concealed. How on earth do you know that whole thing has come from Pliny the Elder in AD 23? And then because someone else says it's just an old myth, so I don't believe it was Pliny the Elder. But I like his phrase. They thrust their head into a bush and think, "Oh, no one can see me," like a toddler when you shut your eyes. If I can't see you, you can't see me. So they don't actually bury their heads in the ground. So when anyone ever says that phrase to you, Arthur, slap them down.
Yeah. No,
it's not true. Don't put ostriches down. They are massive as well.
How big?
Up to 9 feet.
Sizes 9 feet tall.
Up to 9 feet, 6 to 9 feet. Their eyes are the largest of any land vertebrae, 2 inches in diameter.
Why do they need such big eyes?
I'll tell you.
Ah.
So they can perceive predators at great distance.
Ah.
Obviously.
I see.
Their eyes are shaded from sunlight by their huge brows. Like they've got their own little visors on each eye. They can run at over 70 kilometres per hour, but up to 30 minutes. 43 miles an hour for half an hour. That's mad. It's the fastest two-legged land animal.
What do they eat?
Plant matter.
So they have to eat plants to sustain
and
that
some
sort of energy.
invertebrate. Indeed, they do.
That's bizarre. Because if you think about it, like cheetahs have to eat lots of high energy meat to sustain their sprinting, and like you said a couple of shows ago, if they don't eat,
they don't catch in 3 hunts, they die.
Yeah, but how can an ostrich who just eats plants?
I don't really know because I don't know how much they can eat, but they've got some interesting stuff about their stomach. They don't have teeth, I don't think.
Okay.
So to digest their food, they eat lots of pebbles called. These pebbles act as gastroliths to grind their food in the gizzard. So at any one point they can carry a kilo of stones in their stomach, all sort of wobble around. So they eat lots of. They fill their gullet with food, and then there's as much as a bolus, which is a ball of food which all gets sort of churned together.
Okay.
They can have as much as 210 millilitres. Doesn't seem very much.
That isn't much for a kilo of stones.
Yeah, and then the stones crash it up. A gizzard can hold as much as 1,300 grams. Doesn't seem like much.
That's not a well-adapted system, I'll be honest.
No, it
relying on
like
stones.
Although they don't ever need. They don't really. They can go for several days without needing to drink, because their body is so well metabolized, and they eat very wet. Not wet, but they get all the moisture from the plants
They
as
eat
much
wet
as they
food
can.
like a baby.
Yeah, they blend
He's
their
on the
food
wet
down.
food now.
I like this phrase. They enjoy liquid water. How do you know they enjoy it? It's just because it's easier
much
to
more
drink.
than steam or ice.
Some of them like ice, but the majority like their water liquid. And they frequently take baths where it is available.
Oh, well.
Don't we all? If they're ever in your house, you come upstairs.
You got a bath upstairs? Yeah, I'm often.
I really like them when they're available. I don't get the chance very often, but when I do, I make the most of it.
Do you have anything on ostrich legs? Because ostrich legs are apparently very, very interesting. Got very efficient. That's how they can run for 30 minutes at 45 miles an hour.
Not massively. I know that they have, because if you look at the body, there's a huge. This relates to my King of Nature video, actually. Oh. They have the huge stomach and sort of. They have the long, thin neck and then the little, thin legs and a huge, big body. And that body's all muscle and stones. So the legs, very thin at the bottom, big, massive thighs, and a massive thing at the top. So it's just a big ball of muscle, really.
I thought they might be like kangaroos and have, I think it's springy tendons. So like every footfall. It's not only every time the foot comes off the ground, it's not only powered by their muscles lifting it off. It's also powered by elastic energy stored.
Like you've just stamped on a trampoline.
Exactly.
I don't know. It could be. I'm unaware of that.
Or like moon boots.
They apparently have been around for 120 million years, so they're a true dinosaur.
Oh.
So they're probably adapted for a very long time. Not in the stomach region. But
that stayed
in the
same.
speed region, I mean, that is unbelievably fast, 70 kilometres for half an hour. So, finally, we haven't mentioned mating recently or in this show enough.
Really?
No. Because the ostriches do a very strange ritualistic thing when they mate. So, the cock, as the male is called, performs with his wings, alternating wind beats. I'll read this out verbatim until he attracts a mate. They will go to the mating area. If you just imagine someone alternating their wing beats until someone goes, yeah, I like that. They go to the mating area, and he will maintain privacy by driving away all intruders. That's nice of him.
Yeah, good man.
They graze until their behaviour is synchronised. Don't know what that means. So they go to bite at the same time, or something. They gurgle their stones.
We're out of sync. We're out of sync.
Then feeding becomes secondary, and the process takes on a ritualistic appearance. Note that it's secondary, so they still feed. Oh. Even whilst doing it, they continue to feed. The cock will then excitedly flap alternate wings again and start poking the ground with his bill. Maybe still eating. So this is all still ritual. He'll then violently flap his wings to symbolically clear out a nest in the soil. Then, while the hen runs a circle around him with lowered wings, he will wind his head in a spiral motion, and then they do the
and then bam. It's over in 10 seconds.
A foreplay that I think we could all learn from.
I like how the flapping wings symbolically creates a nest. Like ostriches have the capacity to symbolically do things.
We need a nest, but I can't be bothered to create one. But I'm just going to look. It's just sort of like one.
Look at the nest.
Imagine the nest. Pierre has emailed in saying, oddly enough, that mating ritual resembles people going to Top B. Sort of. Dance. If you've seen people doing the ostrich bird dance,
I'll be honest.
And then the female running in a circle around them with her wings lowered.
Last time I was at Top Beat, I cranked out.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did it go down a tree?
Ostrich flap, and
Did you
I'll be
continue
honest,
grazing?
I had a sandwich, big pile of ginsters, and I was just mowing my way through them while waving my arms. And I'll be honest, I couldn't I didn't have there's no stick big enough to beat back the hordes of women trying to jump me.
Yeah, well, that is possibly not actually how it...
Future features. Dating tips from the animal kingdom. Ostrich dance is going in.
But I feel... Actually, there's loads of them. Everyone seems to have a weird...
Ostrich dance, in brackets, remember to keep eating.
Yeah. Like the hummingbird. I'll just fly as fast as I can past you, and you'll really like that.
Can be applied very well to the human world. Usain Bolt probably got lots of ladies all over him.
And Kelly Holmes, lots of men all over her.
Probably.
She's not that fast anymore, though. She's
shame.
probably still faster than me.
I could take her.
I'd hope so, to be honest. An Olympic athlete who ran like 8 years ago still should be faster than me as the next exercise in a while. Anyway, I feel like it's now... it's 33 minutes past 10.
We should play a song.
We've spectacularly overrun. So we will play a song. It's Coldplay Talk, isn't it?
Yes,
I think.
Probably.
And then when we come back, we will do the nature articles that we have found.
And then King of Nature, yeah.
And then King of Nature and the Facebook picture and videos of the week. So this is Coldplay with Talk. Welcome back to the Nature Hour on 12:51 AM or radio.warwick.ac.uk. More likely, as always. I'm Luke Bantock. With me is Arthur Daintree.
Hello.
It's halfway through the show and we're about a quarter of the way through the features. So we're going to have to get a move on.
Let's do this.
Do you want me to go first or should you?
You go first.
I'll go first, okay. Well... I've deleted the headline from the article, so I can't really remember what it was, but it's along the lines of they're reintroducing animals into local areas to try the top predator.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what that's called, the keystone predator or the... Can you remember what the pinnacle?
Alpha male. No,
going round in your head, not alpha male Arthur. No, I can't remember what it is, I'm afraid. But they were reintroducing them because they feel like the nature of human civilization is that we get rid of the scary bad ones, so that as a consequence the ecological environment suffers. And so they're reintroducing predators such as wolves, bears and panthers.
Brilliant.
Close to where people live. Because scientists believe this may hold the key to restoring damaged ecosystems.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Who cares about the deaths that will occur?
That's the point of the article. Al Sanchez. We used to see it once every year, but now it's every 2 weeks. I'm starting to panic when I hear noises. If I come out here, I'm concerned I'm going to be his prey.
Who is this?
This is just a man who sees a panther in his garden frequently and understandably is a little bit scared.
Yeah.
He lives in Naples, Florida, a city of 300,000 people, which is regularly visited by a Florida panther, a subspecies of the cougar, and they've been left unnerved by the close encounters. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So they used to have lots of panthers in Florida, and they all disappeared because of hunting and because obviously they're quite dangerous. So with the threat of extinction, Florida's Fish and Wildlife Institute decided, you know what, we're going to put some of them back. Because not only because they didn't have enough panthers, they also had a wild hog population that was out of control. And they thought, you know what I need? Some panthers, they could deal with all the hogs and it would just be better for the environment. I'm sure it would be.
It's like if you have
That's going to be quite horrific as well.
Introduce mongooses.
Yeah. Apparently the adders are disappearing out of the UK, so now there's literally no reason to be scared in the UK.
Brilliant.
That was the only thing that ever used to scare me animal-wise.
Yeah.
The
Walking
adder.
through long grass, there might be an adder.
Even if it was there, what would it do? Leg it.
Yeah.
That's a completely different issue. There used to be 30, now there's 100, but they have to learn to coexist. And this is my favourite. It's what the scientists say back to the people. The gist of it is, deal with it. It's a risk, but you're going to have to cope with it.
Crossing the road is dangerous.
Yeah. I don't think you're in a lot of danger there because people aren't on their menu to eat. But when they're on a kill, probably when they're most dangerous because they're going to want to defend that kill. The best thing to do is don't take your eyes off it, walk backwards. Otherwise you'll be fine.
If you're one of those African hunters, look it straight in the eyes and walk forwards.
Yeah. No fear.
Yeah.
They'd be able to smell my fear, I reckon. They'd smell me coming a mile off like wasps. But if he is approaching you, says Mark Lotz, see if there's something nearby to pick up and throw at him. You can also hold up your arms and make yourself look bigger than him. That takes some guts. To stand there and go, you what, Mr. Panther? And what? And see if he fancies it. Because if he does, you're doomed.
Do the ostrich dance.
Do the
Flap
ostrich
your arms.
dance, yeah. So apparently humans have been doing this in lots of different places. We're not always the top predator, and so we've trapped, killed, and caged the predators. Now ecosystems are suffering. A great number of scientists think that this has been a mistake, and they think urbanisation and road building has been a problem. Mr. Sanchez said he accepted that big cats would be staying in his neighbourhood. I'm just learning to live with it in the close encounters. It's different to going to a park and seeing it in the park. We're in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Good luck with that.
It's fine.
Except you're not in a car with lots of men with big, heavy guns getting ready to protect you in case.
Your house.
But you shouldn't really feel that much in danger. Apparently, they've stolen this idea. Not stolen, but they've used the idea that they used in Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming, where it was very successful.
Except that wasn't, full of houses.
That's the main difference, really, isn't
Yeah.
it? They introduced a wolf, and it's very interesting. The willow trees that were in Wyoming Park were all disappearing. Brought some wolves back in, having been removed. Killed lots of elk. Elk were eating the willow, so the willow grew back. As well as that, don't really know how beavers were affected by this, but apparently the beaver population in the park has increased since the wolf returned.
They saw that all the animals were going back and were like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, get back in there. So they've
built
lots of dams, the water table has risen, and so the willow trees have naturally risen as well. Dr. Smith. We'll leave the closing line for Dr. Smith. The return of the predator to our world is not without risk and difficulty. He sees predators as a crucial ally in the ongoing battle to reverse environmental decline. We know they compete with us. We know they occasionally kill us. We're just going to have to work through it, but that's worthwhile. Tell that to the families of the person who gets killed by a cougar.
He died for the ecosystem.
Think how many less hogs there will be wandering around your neighbourhood. I don't care about the hogs.
And as a result of less hogs, there will be more flowers.
Yeah. So it will look
and
pretty.
if there's more flowers, there might even be more bees.
No, there's nothing you can do about the bees. They're long gone.
Yeah.
They're out of here.
I saw a bumblebee today and got really
And me.
happy. I was like, yeah, a bumblebee.
And it stung you and died. Do you know how that happens?
No idea.
Apparently it's horrific. It just seems like a ridiculous adaptation.
Oh, the bumblebee stinging and dying
yeah.
thing? Not the bees dying thing? I
No,
have
the
idea why
stinging
bees are
thing.
dying. Oh, it's like because their stinger, the venom sac is connected to the rest of their organs.
I heard it was that they stung someone and they've got like sort of, I can't remember what those
Barbs?
barbs on the sting that point towards them. So when they go in someone and when they fly away, it still sticks in them.
Yeah.
But the sting is attached to their body, so it just goes.
Yeah, so it just rips them apart.
But I don't think that's true, because if you've ever been stung by a bee, they usually fly off for a bit. Have I ever been stung by a bee?
I don't think I
Has
have.
anyone at home ever been stung by... Not at home, anyone listening, wherever you are, been stung by a bee? If you have, tell us how it went down, and was it, as it sounds, horrific?
Did you panic and run away and get the bee, or did you watch with the keen vigour of scientific interest to see what happened
I hope it was the
after the bee
second.
stung you?
I hope, as a listener of the Nature Hour, it was the second.
Yeah.
So that is the article about the reintroduction of predators into local habitats
Excellent.
at the cost of lives.
I'm going to buy a bear.
Not me.
And
Let
put
it roam.
Yeah, just put it in my house.
Protect me from all the predators that are rife in Eastbourne.
Well, no, my house needs more predators. Our house needs more predators in.
Does.
Get a bear.
Keep everyone on their toes.
Yeah.
Right, it's
All right.
1:45.
It's 1:45. Okay, I'll rush through the headlines and then talk about one of them instead of two. I've got two articles. First article is called natural. Well, it doesn't have a headline. It's just called Natural Disaster Detection. Basically, basically it's talking about the myth that animals can detect natural disasters when they're coming. Yes, it is a myth. I've sort of ruined the article by saying it's a myth. That ruins the surprise. Never mind. Talking about the theory. That animals can detect natural disasters, and some people who are wrong have been quoted saying in the recent Japanese and New Zealand earthquakes and tsunamis.
Like the toads and things had legged it.
People said that no animals were affected because all animals fled to high ground. That is wrong.
Oh,
People.
of course they all didn't.
Every animal.
How the heck did the worm do it? Can't get up there.
It took him. He planned this years in advance.
He knew it was coming in like 1994.
like the what's the guy who like with all the famous predictions?
Uri Geller.
No, not Uri Geller. Like Samuel
Jesus.
Pepys, but not Samuel Pepys.
Samuel Pepys. What are you talking? The Mayans.
No, maybe the Mayans. No, it's someone else. Someone might know. There was a TV documentary on it a while ago.
Did he just make hundreds and thousands of predictions?
Loads of predictions.
Fortunately, some of them turned out to be true.
And they were all very.
Well,
like,
there's a phrase that if you throw enough substance at some word or wall, some of it will stick.
That's true. Next article: elephants outwit humans during intelligence test. I'm going to talk about the natural disaster one because the elephant outwits humans thing is another article in a long string of articles by the nature media saying animals are just really clever. Honest. They're not that clever. Elephants, they're smart. They can find water holes from. They have a map in their heads of where all the water holes in their region are.
Nostradamus.
Yeah.
Don't know who he
good
is.
Shout. Pierre, well done, sir. Long article in a stream of articles of
scientists looking for research,
looking for reasons to get PhD grants and that sort of thing. Basically, the gist of it was elephants, in big inverted commas, cheated in an intelligence test.
They consciously knew how it should go down and subverted that by doing something completely different.
Cursed the elephants.
Really?
And it was, some of the cheating was elephants refused to start the test.
That's just
subverting.
Let's not talk about.
Brilliant. That. Okay, so that's
cheating.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the context of this test, it was cheating because the test required 2 elephants to cooperate,
and they wouldn't.
And
they picked 2 elephants that hated each other.
And an elephant, and occasionally they would release one elephant and not release the second elephant. And apparently, the one elephant worked out that if he went on his own, he wouldn't get the reward for the test.
So he had to wait for the other one.
The other one just didn't appear until they restarted the test. So he just didn't move from the starting gate. No, not doing it.
It's like a horse.
Not going on my own.
Yeah. Well, what a stupid article.
Next one, the natural disaster detection one's quite interesting.
So why did they think that they'd all disappeared? Where does this theory come from? Is it just people looking for
the sort of general accepted knowledge is that animals exhibit extraordinary signs of pending natural disaster, like dogs barking and stuff before earthquakes happen. And all sorts. Apparently, news reports claim that no animals have been killed by the tsunami. So no, that's
really
wrong. Many people claim that the animal's ability to detect natural disaster is ESP or like a sixth sense, but it's not. Basically, animals.
If that was true, the dinosaurs, when that big meteor came down, would have come up with some way of stopping themselves, wouldn't they?
Quick, build a shelter.
Yeah,
a bunker, nuclear bunker.
Gonna have to be strong.
T-Rex, I got really small arms. I can't lift anything. That's why he died.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is completely off topic, but interesting nonetheless. Apparently, T-Rex, living in colder climates, would have had feathers. So he would have been a really big, feathery dinosaur.
He'd lose somewhat of its intimidation factor if it was feathery.
There's a picture of a black and white spotted feathery T-Rex.
No one was really scared of him.
What are you? You look like a clown.
Yeah.
I'm really scary.
Honest, look how massive my head and my mouth is. Nah, you've blown it.
Anyway, ESP. Basically, the explanation for why animals like react to just before a natural disaster happens is that they've got heightened senses compared to humans, so they will notice vibrations, changes in air pressure.
I suppose.
Before an earthquake, I imagine comes like a pressure wave.
Assumes a lot of.
It does assume quite a lot, but this is all I've got to go on. It's just 4 paragraphs. So yeah, animals cats' whiskers can detect minute changes in airflow, that sort of thing. So a sort of irregular occurrence, like irregular vibration, pressure waves, that sort of thing, could technically be picked up by an animal, and they would react to it. But they don't know that there's a natural disaster coming. There's just something that's out of the ordinary happening, and they don't like it.
Yeah, obviously. As what? And then they legged it.
Yeah, and then they
legged it.
And apparently, no, animals don't legged it. They just get sort of scared.
Just get a bit, like when a dog hears fireworks, doesn't get scared and leg it.
Exactly.
Just hides under the bed.
Yeah. On the heightened senses thing, this is all about detecting tsunamis, that sort of thing, and they've commented that dogs have a remarkable sense of smell.
Is that it?
So they smell the earthquake coming. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there's trouble. There's trouble a brewing. Surely, if this was true, the easiest way to see that an earthquake was coming was just to keep a dog in a box, and then one day it's going to go crazy. Admittedly, because you've kept it in a box.
For its whole life, this dog has been kept in the box.
As an earthquake detection service.
Oh, yeah. Put earthquake detector on the box and it's all alright. Yeah. What have we got? Oh, yeah, if you see a herd of animals fleeing before a natural disaster, odds are that not all of them know that there's an earthquake happening and all running in the same direction. There's been one or two going, "Oh my God, something scary! Run!" And then all the other herd animals
fancy a piece of that charge.
I could stampede that way.
If you've ever been faced by a cow charge in a field where one cow has gone, "There's a person over there. I'm going to investigate." And he plods towards you, and the rest of them go, "Where's he going? I'm going to follow him."
Yeah, follow that.
And then they all plod, and then they get a little bit faster. Before you know it, you're being stampeded, and it's like being in the Pamplona bull run.
And then there's just a circle of cows around you. You've got no idea what to do. They're not going to do anything, but I'm still slightly intimidated. Anyway, so basically, the whole theory: animals have ESP, animals can detect natural disaster. We should look at the animals to know when tsunamis are coming. Is ridiculous. Mostly because tsunami warnings can be issued within seconds of an earthquake.
Yeah.
So unless your dog
is unbelievably sensitive to the world,
and you work out that he's predicting a natural disaster in those few seconds instead of just going, "Oh, the dog's going mental again."
Yeah, it's just a dog. You can't really explain what it's an earthquake one. I've seen this before.
Earthquake dog warning. Ridiculous. So that's debunking the myth that animals are useful for predicting earthquakes.
Oh, I'm glad you debunked that, because I thought it was bang on true. I thought frogs legged it when there was earthquakes and the huge plagues disappearing across there.
They're just scared.
Like everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Probably, frankly, it's the same as saying humans can detect earthquakes, because when they see the big wave coming towards them, or detect tsunamis, they run away.
Yes, they do.
So humans can detect them as well.
We're good at that.
We are.
Actually, we're even better because we've got electronics and
lots of things.
Sensors.
Pulleys.
Yeah. Levers.
Right, well, we've only got 6 minutes of the show left, and we've got a 4-minute song. So what I think we'll do is we'll have only played one song in this show. I'm sorry, everyone, if you listen to this show for this music, but I think you might have got the wrong idea about the show. So what we'll do is we'll just carry on, talk about Animal Picture Video of the Week and King of Nature, and then put the song on in about 5 minutes. So if we want to... We need to round up quickly.
We do need to round up quite quickly. Oh, thank you, Pierre.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's round up quickly. We've got the picture and video of the week on the Facebook page. I don't know what they are,
so you're
I know
have
exactly
to tell
what
us what
both
they
of them are. Basically, picture of the week is a puma leaping.
Cool.
And it's just someone has been in the right place at the right time to take a photo of a puma leaping, and it looks really good.
We haven't got long for this digression, but have you seen... there's a link on our friend's Facebook wall about 16 videos that you wouldn't believe aren't photoshopped.
16 photos that you wouldn't believe aren't photoshopped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the number one? The Salvador Dali one?
Oh, yeah, with
where
the
it's
cats.
Salvador Dali jumping in the air, and they've put a cat in water, thrown it across the shot, and taken a picture of it. I might have to try and put that on the Facebook page, because it is madness.
I think we need to, but Dali is... he was mad.
Wait, no, I don't know anything about Dali. Yeah, he was
crazy.
A
crazy
Sorry,
boy.
We haven't got long enough to do this.
Anyway, so cats flying in the air, we'll put that on the Facebook page. Pumas leaping, that's on the Facebook page right now. Check that out. That's like a prequel to the cats being chucked out of buckets of water.
It's like those pictures of the evolution of man.
Yeah. What is it? Video of the week is David Attenborough.
Oh yeah.
I thought I'd get an Attenborough classic for the last show of this term. It's David Attenborough on sloths.
Sloths.
And there's a sloth in a tree.
We'll have to do sloths next time.
And we will actually when we get to it. And sort of David Attenborough says, sloths are very lazy and they're very slow, and he proves it by climbing up the tree, looking the sloth right in the eyes and going boo, and the sloth just looks at him,
looks away,
looks at him, looks away.
Asleep.
It's just a brilliant moment. David Attenborough's going boo. The sloth's just
his posh accent, boo.
He's excellent.
Yes,
David Attenborough is.
Okay, so go on the Facebook page and check those out because they sound quite entertaining. Yet again, even without one of our features, we've run out of time for King of Nature. So what we'll do is all it requires is you to go on the Facebook page and you'll see mine, which is some videos of an ostrich, which is comparing an ostrich to a T-Rex.
Huh?
Arthur's
is Bear Grylls fishing for catfish.
That's a good video. I've already lost. I
Yeah,
remember seeing that video.
Because this was my first pitch for our King of Nature competition, and we never uploaded it because we never got around to it. But it is Bear Grylls doing what Bear Grylls does
something
best.
Stupid.
Something idiotic in search of food. And what
It's always in a swamp.
Yeah.
Always in a mangrove swamp.
He's decided that instead of finding something easier, like, I don't know, a bird, he can catch it in a net, or a rabbit or something, he's decided he wants a catfish for dinner. And his only means of catching a catfish without a fishing rod is to put his hand in the boat.
Don't give it away.
No, don't do that.
Watch the video. It's very entertaining and quite surprising when the reveal comes at the end. It's madness.
Bear Grylls is a brilliant man.
We've only got a couple of seconds left, so thank you very much for everyone for listening. All the dedicated followers out there, Pierre. I feel like you need a personal dedication for commitment to the show. We don't know if we'll be back next term. If we're not, we will definitely return in the start of what would be year 3 for us, but what will be the start of year 2011 to 2012, with Nature Hour starting from P. Yeah. Panda.
Yeah, pandas are. I get Adam in, maybe.
Yeah, we could do. So,
if you've got any suggestions for features that we could do, I know, and we've got a couple of suggestions. The phone thing needs to happen. Animal dating tips needs to happen, but there's always more. And also, we only have so much time every week. So we need to get the absolute best that we can out of the natural world and its glory. So any suggestions, any comments, just anything. If you want to talk to us, go on the Facebook page, leave some comments.
I think that's all that is left to be said, isn't it, Arthur?
Yeah.
I feel a bit sad.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much for listening. We're going to close with Hot Chip, One Pure Thought, and then hopefully next will be You Can't Dance to a Moustache. So thank you for listening to our show.
See ya.